Hi guys, this is my next episode of non-musical music tips, where I share tips that help improve my music career but may not necessarily be related to music. And this tip is about traveling with your pet, in particular a cat. So yes, dogs are easier to travel with than cats, but I have a cat, so oh well, I just have to deal with it. So I've been having the same cat for 7 years, and she's a really sweet cat. Her name's Maxine. She's extremely talkative, very adventurous, and really, really curious. So, here are a few things that you should do before you travel with your pet. Thing number one, cats are not used to being on leashes, but having her on a leash is the thing that makes her safe the most. You need to get your cat acclimated to being on a leash. Luckily for me, during the pandemic, I got really bored, and I guess my weird hobby was putting Maxine on a leash. So I went and I got this little leash online. It's not the best leash. I think there are a lot better leashes now that are more comfortable. But yeah, I put her on a leash. I got her used to it, and I took her outside a few times, and it didn't really go well. Maxine gets on a leash, but she doesn't walk on side of you like a dog. And that's okay. The main goal is to get your cat on the leash and get them used to it. So with Maxine, when she gets on the leash, she's comfortable on the leash, but she'll just sit there on the leash. She might take a few steps in a other direction, but I mean, we have to carry her from place to place. The only time she really felt comfortable on the leash was later on in the trip when we were at a campground and she was in the tent. But yes, the first thing is please get your cat acclimated to being on a leash. I personally recommend the harness that goes around the cat's body, because it's not tugging on their neck to where you can choke them. So get the harness that buckles around their body, and put the leash part, the part you hold, on their back. Make sure it attaches to their back. They have really fancy ones, they have cheap ones, but I recommend, if you're just trying this, get a cheap one. So if it just doesn't work, then you won't be losing so much. Something else that I did that made it easier for me to get Maxine acclimated to the leash is a week before the trip, or 2-3 weeks before the trip, I would just leave the leash out. I would leave the leash on the floor. I would let her play with it. I let her sit on it, sniff on it, get used to the leash, so it doesn't seem so foreign, like, oh my god, my human just pulled out this random thing, now she's trying to put it on me. It's like, no, there's this thing that's been laying on the floor and I've been playing with it, and so now my human's putting it on me. So always don't just straight and put the leash on. Take the leash, throw it on the floor, put treats around it, get the cat used to it. You want her to associate the leash with good things, not with bad things. So, leash, step one. Step two is getting a bag. And to me, this is the hard part. There's so many bags out there on the market. There's like $10, $15 bags, and there's $200, $300 bags. And obviously, I'm a broke-ass musician, so I'm looking for something that's more affordable. Luckily for me, I got a coupon from Chewy in the mail. Sometimes I get coupons. I'm old school. I get coupons in the mail and I use them. So I got a Chewy coupon and I used it. It was $20 off my next purchase. I purchased a small litter box, and I purchased a cat carrier. So the carrier that I got is shaped like a duffel bag. The reason why I chose it is because it's made for a car. It has bars, like metal, in it to reinforce the bag so it doesn't smash in very easily. But it also has a pad on the bottom so Maxine can lay comfortably and stretch out. Also, when you're picking a bag, make sure you measure your cat and make sure she can fit in there. Maxine isn't a very big cat, but I had a cat that died about 1.5 years ago, Raven, and that cat was like a 17-pound cat, and she came almost up to my knee. So she was like almost like a foot tall, and she was just a big girl. If she wasn't fat, but they said because of the breed that she was just a big bone cat. So she's gonna always be bigger than other cats. So if you have a large cat or a large breed of cat, like a Maine Coon, Raven, she was a very big tuxedo cat. She's a lot bigger than other cats. Make sure you measure the bag so your cat can fit comfortably in it and able to lay down and stretch out and do whatever she needs to do. Another thing with the bags that you might want to consider is to make sure it has a part where you can put a seat belt on her. So when I put Maxine in the kennel, she just freaks out. But when I put her in the bag, she feels more comfortable. So there's 2 slots where you can take a seatbelt and buckle the bag in, and that's really important because you don't want the bag to ricochet. When you're traveling, you have your gear in there. We had a camping tent. We had all kind of things to camp, and sometimes you stop short. Things get ricocheted around when you're making turns. You don't want your cat to accidentally get flattened in a bag or break a leg or get hurt or something like that. So it has the bars reinforced. It can strap in, and it also has a nice strong bottom, nice strong but comfortable bottom where she can lay out and enjoy herself. Something else you might want to consider with the bag is ways to attach the cat to the harness. So with this bag, I was able to take off the leash and attach the bag to the harness with a clip. I'm able to unzip the bag, and Maxine's able to poke her head out and look out the window, but she's able to hop right back into the bag. But she's also not able to run around the car and get hurt. So that's one thing that you really need to do. Make sure you get a good bag. Another thing we did is we got Maxine acclimated to the bag. So when we got the bag, I opened it up, put a little catnip on it, and I sat it on the floor. I just pretended like I didn't see it. So with Maxine, if I try to introduce it to her or put her in the bag, she doesn't want to do it. But if I just pretend like the bag isn't there and I don't even care about the bag, then all of a sudden, ooh, let me see what this is. So I just opened the bag up, and within minutes, she just jumps in the bag and she's chilling in the bag. I was so excited because we only had a week from the trip, and I'm like trying to figure stuff out. So then I kept coming back to her, and she's sleeping in the bag. She's relaxing in the bag. She's enjoying her time in the bag, and I'm like, this is perfect because you're going to be in here for a long time. Yay. So that's another thing I did to acclimate Maxine to being in the bag. So step 1, leash. Step 2, bag. Step 3 is a litter box. So there's a lot of different options for litter boxes. There's the ones that are open top that you can like sift the poop and pee out and just toss it. And then there's the ones that you roll. There's also disposable litter boxes that you can just take and throw it away. I didn't get a disposable litter box because I felt like, well, first off, I don't like scooping kitty litter. I don't like scooping in the litter box. I just think it's gross. So I like to get the ones where you can sift through it and just dump it in a bag, or you rotate the litter box and you pull the thing out and dump it in a bag, just so I can avoid handling the poop and the pee or whatever it is. Instead, I got a smaller version of a litter box that I have at home. It's called a Mega Paw, and you just put the kitty litter in. The cat gets into the box so she can have privacy when she goes. So Maxine is a type of cat. She doesn't like when people see her use the restroom. She just likes to go use the restroom, cover their poop, and just leave. So the good thing about it is she's able to crawl in without being seen. Another thing I want to say about a litter box is treat it like you would a dog. So normally with a cat, I clean her litter box 2-3 times out the week. But when you're out camping or at a hotel or Airbnb, you might be in smaller quarters. You might be in a smaller space and you don't want to smell it. And also you don't want to accidentally attract a predator. I'm not sure if this is true, but I was reading on Reddit posts and such. They were saying that sometimes cat and dog poop and pee can attract predators. and you don't want to do that. So treat it like dog poop. Put it in a bag, go to the trash can, throw it away. And that was a little awkward for me because Maxine would use the bathroom in the middle of the night. So like I have to take one trip, 1 o'clock in the morning, empty the litter box, and just throw it away. Another thing I did that made it easier for me is I got the same bags like you would use for a dog, because when you're emptying it each time she uses the restroom, she's not accumulating a large amount. So when I would normally clean her litter box, I need a big old bag to like dump like tons of poop and pee in there. But when you do it every time she uses the restroom, you're just putting a small amount in there and it's easy to just throw away. So I recommend treating your cat's poop like you would dog poop. Another thing that you may want to consider doing with your cat is getting them on a good, tight schedule. 8 in the morning, 8 at night is when we feed Maxine. And she knows, she even reminds me, 8 o'clock in the morning is time to eat. 8 o'clock at night is time to eat. And I tried to get her in the habit of finishing the whole thing. Especially if you're going to go camping with a cat, it's important to not have the food sitting out. When you're at home, they just munch on it throughout the day. But I make it a habit to sit and just make her eat the whole thing. Like I just keep bringing it back to her. But if she doesn't finish it in one sitting, I take the food and I just put it in the refrigerator. And within the week, she understood like, okay, when I get the food, I just need to finish my plate. And that came in handy a lot, especially when we were camping, because you don't want to do anything to attract predators or bears or deers, whatever. Even with water, you have to get them in a habit of just drinking water, and it's hard to do with cats. And here's number 5 thing that you might want to do. If your cat is used to drinking from a water fountain, you need to get your cat used to drinking out of a bowl again. I've had water fountains for years and years, and I loved it because it was a great way to make Maxine drink water. Yes, cats are healthier when they drink lots of water. People think cats don't drink a lot of water, but yes, Maxine, she drinks a lot of water. And because of that, I think it stopped her from having a lot of different health issues that cats normally have. I always get the ads on Instagram and Facebook saying, your cat is dehydrated, not my cat. But if your cat is used to the water fountain, you need to get them used to drinking out of a bowl. You don't want to get somewhere and have to carry a whole water fountain thing, or maybe you don't even have access to plug it up. So get your cat used to drinking water from a bowl. So the next important thing to discuss about taking your cat on a trip is to make sure you have options. So because Maxine had got hurt, I know I needed to bring her to the vet, and she wasn't updated on her vaccine. She had a rabies vaccine, but she needed distemper. And before I got to Kansas, I made sure that there was a veterinarian that can take her. Something else that I did. Hey! Well, anyway. So something that's important to remember is to make sure that you have options and resources. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes you get somewhere and the cat is just misbehaving and you may have to board her. So before I left, I made sure that there were places that we could board Maxine. So every place we went to, I just put a list in my phone of places to call in case I needed it. The hard part with having a cat is that most places seemed like they were made for dogs and not for cats, so it was hard to find something for her. Luckily for us, we had to board Maxine for a little bit, like 1 or 2 nights, and it's at this place called Chisholm Creek Pet Resort in Kansas. So because we can't keep Maxine in the place that we're staying, we're sending her here to Chisholm Creek. It's a pet resort.
Pet resort, dude. So we went to the wrong place. We went to the grooming. But we're supposed to go to the resort. Are you kidding me, Maxine? Excuse me. Who's gonna have a nice vacation? Who's gonna? Where's my resort, Maxine?
And it was nice there. It was absolutely beautiful. I really liked the facilities. They had a place for dogs to roam around. They had TVs in the room for the dogs. They had options where they can send you pictures and videos of your pet while y'all are separated. They also will play with your cat, let the cat walk around. They'll even read a bedtime story to your cat and record it and send it to you. So I felt really, really confident going there. Also, there was a veterinarian that I brought Maxine to in Kansas, and they did a look over to make sure she was okay since she had all those health issues from a week or two ago. She was fully healed, and she was missing one vaccine, missing her distemper vaccine. She had her rabies, but she just needed distemper, so they made sure she was okay. Got her some Revolution Plus, so we didn't have to worry about her getting infected with something while we were on the road. Which leads to another thing, is you have to do some preventative measures to make sure your cat doesn't get sick. Whatever medication you need for your cat, please bring it. Make sure you have whatever supplements, whatever it is your cat needs. Also medication. Just make sure your cat has his medication needs, including the flea stuff. I don't like doing the flea stuff, the flea medication, because it's just really expensive, and Maxine doesn't really go out. I understand it protects her from heartworms and things, but we ended up giving her the Revolution Plus. I've given it to her before. I've given it to her for long periods of time, and I know some people have told me it may hurt the cat, but I don't know. I guess at that point you just have to pick your poison. Make sure your cat is up to date on vaccines, or you may not be able to board them in a boarding facility. Two really important things. I hope that no one loses a cat, but I had just lost a cat. So when Maxine was under and she was in surgery, they inserted a chip into Maxine. The pet chip, so when a vet scans it, her information will come up and they know, oh, this is Maxine, this is her owner, and they'll be able to get her back to me. The other thing that you may want to do is here. It's a pet tag. So I have a normal pet tag with her name on it. It's got the name, her name, phone number, 2 phone numbers on there, so someone can contact us in case she's found. I also have this one. It's her rabies vaccine. It's got the last date of her getting a rabies shot, just in case anything happens, she bites someone or scratches someone, and people are just like, oh my god, does your cat have rabies? No, she's got a rabies tag right here. She's up to date on her rabies shot and her distemper. The other one is this. It's a ring tag. The cool thing about this tag is it has a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and it'll pop up and say, hi, I'm lost. Please contact Aeolian and bring her back. Here's a phone number to contact her. And the phone number won't be my phone number, but it'll be just like a dummy phone number that will put you in contact with me just in case you find Maxine. So those are really, really important. When I'm home, I don't always keep the collar on Maxine. I know I have some friends who never put collars on their cats, but when you're traveling, you really need to have the collar on with that information just in case the worst happens, because you don't want your cat to just not be able to be identified. So I have a breakaway collar just in case it gets caught on something and she just needs to get out. But most of the time the collar stays on if it's fitted on there correctly. It's not too loose, not too tight. I didn't do the GPS. There are some collars that have the GPS in it, and there are some pet tags that have GPS in it. The reason why I didn't do it is because when I did a little research, it seems as if the cat has to be in a certain radius of either you and your cell phone with service in order to be tracked. The hard part with that is because when you go to certain places like the sand dunes, like the Great Sand Dunes, Aspen Glades, certain campgrounds, or just certain parts of the country, you're so far out that you don't have good cell service. And when you don't have good cell service, how am I going to track the cat? So I felt like it would just be better for me if I had something to where if someone found her, they can scan it and it pops up. Because the GPS in the tracking, it may or may not work. One thing that could help, if you have their favorite toys, their favorite scratching posts, so they don't scratch your tent, scratch hotel room stuff, scratch Airbnb, property of the person's Airbnb, whatever, or scratch up your car. Make sure you have a blanket or a really thick rug to cover the seat of your car so the cat doesn't damage it. There's no claw marks, scratch marks, or if the cat or dog has an accident, it doesn't stain the seats. We also put a little hole in the cover just to make sure that when I buckle in Maxine's bag, you can buckle it in. But having her favorite toy is really important, and having her favorite blanket is really, really important, because in some places it was so cold at night. I had no idea it got cold like this in Colorado and New Mexico at night, but it got extremely cold. And so what we did is I grabbed the blanket, her favorite blanket, and I just swaddled her in the blanket, and she slept under my arm, under my other blanket. And if she's too hot, I know she's gonna just get up and leave. Yes, making sure your pet is comfortable is key. I have my friend here, Mr. Matt Dethrow, and Buddy
Biscuit,
here to help me talk about camping and traveling with your pet. So I recently traveled with Maxine, and it was easy and hard. But I think a dog is probably easier to travel with.
I would imagine so. Cats
Yeah.
need to. They're very independent,
Yeah. Oh my. But how do you get Buddy to acclimate to the car?
He actually loves the car. He loves traveling. It's like one of the reasons I decided to go do it full time, was just seeing how excited he got every time he got into a vehicle. So I think it's like I got lucky because it was very natural to him.
Aww.
And he loves to just lay there and look out the window. But I definitely had to make it his space. So front seat is his. Front passenger seat. He gets his own big bed. He's got the toy that he likes in there. I got a little water bowl for him. And
Aww.
I think it's more of just making sure he's comfortable and happy,
Look who's here.
Aw.
We don't know what's going to happen because it didn't go very well. Look, you got a friend. You could have fun. You're always bored with us.
Oh, buddy, who did
That was the cool thing about camping with her. She had attention all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was happier camping than we were at home. I was surprised how happy Maxine was camping versus being at home. Like, she just, especially in the tent, she liked the tent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she liked the tent way more than the car. She liked the car a little bit, but I think the hard part with the car is the fact that I didn't really want her to walk around or anything. And I did have this bag, but I don't think I had like a big comfortable place for her to sit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think having the bed was the most important for him. And then, we got to stop like every, about probably 3-4 hours. I make sure he gets out, walks.
Oh.
She seems
to the
cool.
bathroom and stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I think it's because I'm holding her.
Yeah.
Can
I?
Yeah. Hopefully
Let's
she
see.
probably don't want me too close too quick.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Come here.
Go with mommy. Oh, she likes to be with me too.
I kind of think she likes you better for the holding.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Because I actually don't hold her that often.
See, look, they're together. Oh, and that's another question I was going to ask about the poop. So, do you use a litter box?
No.
Oh.
No, he holds it in.
Oh.
He's really good at holding it in, and then he kind of gives me a little signal if he really needs to pee, but
Aww.
usually he can go for 3 or 4 hours with nothing.
Wow.
Aww.
Yeah.
And how do you keep Buddy from escaping?
Oh, I have the longest leash ever. This leash I got at PetSmart. It's probably like, 12 feet long, 15 feet long? Hooks on both ends. So what I can do is hook one end onto my truck while I'm setting up camp. And it's long enough for him to like walk around and check the area out and stuff. But yeah, he's a rat terrier, so he gets the blinders on when he sees like a squirrel or a rabbit or any live animal. So he would just be gone.
Yeah, well, Maxine tried to fight a deer.
Oh.
So I had her on the leash, and Maxine doesn't really walk along. She just kind of hangs out on the leash by my feet. And as soon as she seen that deer, she started growling and doing all that. And I'm just like, lady, you are way too small. Way too small to call yourself fighting a deer.
Yeah.
I didn't believe her. And I only had one incident with her running. But she was on the leash, hooked onto the bag, hooked onto the tent. So I don't think she would have gotten very far. But
and I don't ever set up a tent. I got my camper that I built in the back of my truck bed.
Ah, so it's probably safer than.
Yeah, he's not gonna jump out because I usually got the gate up and the window down and stuff. So at night it's okay. He'll wake me up because he'll growl at whatever's outside. If we have raccoons or something.
Aww. Because with her, she does pretty good. Because I feel like she was doing pretty good in the tent. Like me, especially when it got cold. Because she just would curl up under me. And she's got this blanket that she likes. So I would just wrap her up in the blanket. And I would just like sleep with her. And then in my arms like this, kind of.
Aww.
So yeah, she's a pretty good kitty. She's not a bad cat. And she was actually, I think she was happier over there than here because she's not bored. And she probably got way more attention here, out there than she did with us there. Mm-hmm. And then we even took her to the falls. We took her to the sand dunes and people were like playing with her. But she's not really a cuddly cat. I feel like she lets me and Jeremy hold her, but she's not super cuddly.
Yeah.
But she was like letting people like boop her nose and stuff. Aw, but I know Buddy is like way more social than a kitty. Yeah.
Can you tell us why we had to take Maxine on the trip?
Oh God. So the reason why we had to take Maxine on the trip is because I went on one trip and I brought her to a family member's house. And I thought, oh, okay, everything will be fine. Because she just hops out and she just started walking back in the house. Next thing you know, I get a phone call 1 o'clock in the morning and they say Maxine got out. And they're trying to call her and I can hear her going on the phone. So I get over there and she's gone. Maxine was gone for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh.
She ended up coming to my house, going 2 miles back to my family member's house. And when she got in, they brought her over here. And she got bunny kicked by another cat. That's why she's got that big old scar on the side right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she got bunny kicked. I know you don't want to hear the sad story. I'm sorry. And we had to pay $500 to save your life because she ended up having a fever they couldn't bring down. They had to drain the abscess, do a flush on it. I had to give her antibiotics twice a day, gabapentin, all this crap. So that was a $500 lesson I learned is don't leave your pet at home. I guess me and her are just so close. And then I only have one pet. I used to have 2 cats. But now I only have 1. So I guess she just was bored and said, man, forget about it. But yep, she was gone for 4 or 5 days. And that's how we ended up bringing her with us. But she did pretty good because we got this carrier for her. And the first day we got it, she just hopped on in. I felt like she knew. Yeah, I felt like she knew we wanted to take her with us. She's not... I guess cats are more intuitive than people give them credit for because I felt like she knew we were going somewhere and she knew we was trying to bring her with us. But I think that was the other hard part because we had to board her. Do you board Buddy when you go places?
No, if anything, I'll drive all the way up to Missouri to my folks and they'll take him because he trusts them.
Oh. Yeah, we had to board her. Yeah,
I have friends down here that'll watch him too, but it's the same thing. I get nervous the whole time. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Like, did something happen? Did he escape?
Oh my.
Oh, come
Thank
here,
you,
baby.
Maxine.
Good job, baby. Good job not getting in a fight for once.
Did great.
And it's just funny because we brought her to this one pet boarding place, and it was like a resort. It was literally called a pet resort. They had like this big area for dogs to run around. They let your cat out for 3 hours and run around. Like it was insane. It looked better than some human hotels.
Well, we don't know how much time she spent in a small closed space. They can tell you the cat's been out for 3 hours. But she was still happy to see us.
Yeah, she was happy to see us.
If she really had been running around for, as much as, I don't know. I'm always skeptical.
Well, I think they did let the cats out because when I dropped her off, there was a cat running around on the floor, and they had to put the.
They just take turns, yeah.
Yeah, like they just let them take turns, and also they were saying Maxine was super rambunctious, and like you kind of gotta let her. Because I noticed that's the other thing when I bring her places, you kind of gotta let her run around and get it out of her system.
Yeah, he's always got to sniff the perimeter and.
Yeah, so they can just get used to it before they can calm down. That's another thing, yeah. So Buddy has to walk around and sniff around to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, especially with campsites, he's got to like check out every bit before he can give the all clear. It's almost like a security check or something.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And then I try to bring him. He doesn't swim, but he'll like bite and like claw at the water for hours.
Oh.
That's one of the babysitting things. They just bring him by the water.
Oh.
He's good for hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we even bussed with Maxine, and it was interesting. Well, we didn't have her on the ground. We just keep her in the bag. I don't know, she just hops in the bag and she just curls up and doesn't move. So, I mean, she looks pretty happy, but it was funny because when people noticed that there was a cat in the bag, and I noticed the same thing happens when I bus with you and Buddy. Sometimes people like the pets more than they like us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course.
For sure.
I'm like, come on, man.
No,
come
yeah.
on.
Buddy brings a lot of revenue.
So if we had Buddy and Maxine together.
Dog food over. Thank you, Buddy, for the beer fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Buddy.
I almost want to put out a tip jar that says dog pets $1.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, really?
I know for me it'd be cat scratches, $1. Because sometimes she'll let people pet her, but a lot of times she's just not having it. But I think it's different with a cat than a dog.
Putting up like a food bowl, and it's almost like you can pay to like feed my dog its own food.
Yeah. Aw. It's fun. But thank you so much, Matt.
Yeah.